Dude, how's it feel being so old? Huh?
I might be 31 on the outside, but I'm 69 on the inside. My knees and ankles and stuff think I'm way older than that.
I know. Yeah, no kidding.
My knees for sure. I'm like at
I've got
least
this knot in
50.
my back and I have no idea how it happened. They won't go away though. It's just like
After,
this.
so I shoveled the driveway and then unloaded the milk today, and right here, just
Oh,
fucking killing me.
yeah, it
It's
happens.
all right. I'm dying.
I think I know who you're going to take, so I'm gonna write it down right now. Um, I
Okay, well, just let's just jump this in. So you're writing in my predictions
I'm
for,
writing in your predictions for your first three picks.
well, this is the Jocker room, and we have the itch for you today. And we're gonna bring
What?
something a little different for you. We don't have a ton of sports news besides Glenn Taylor being just the worst owner in sports history. We're
Right.
just sticking true to that. But we're gonna have more fun with it because you can hear about Glenn Taylor and his awfulness elsewhere. Um,
You've been hearing about it for the last 86, I think, is when he bought
yeah,
the
yeah.
team.
On average, they're like the 28th to 30th worst team under his ownership
Right,
every
right.
season. It's fine.
Yep, 26th to
Um,
29th, I think.
but speaking of
So,
basketball, starting five with a sixth man is often,
right.
fun
Hmm.
little situation. We're going to do that today. We're going to create our own starting fives with a sixth man, but of only blue characters.
Right,
Blue, as in they physically are blue, or blue represents them, or like
right.
when you think blue, that's them, or you think of them,
Sure.
that's blue.
Like,
And
could be
we're
like
gonna create a
majority
starting
outfit,
five. Yeah,
kind of be like,
majority outfit, that sort of
right.
thing.
So,
Um,
yeah, superhero outfit, possibly if there's superheroes in there, but
yeah, yeah. And
sure.
we're going to create a starting five for a basketball team, and then add a sixth man. And obviously, we're probably going to talk about some honorable mentions here and there, or people we
Right.
wanted to, but
Right.
realized they'd
Because
be shitters.
I had a couple here that me and my girlfriend talked about this last night for like 30 minutes, and I like sprinted upstairs and I had to veto one of her picks, like one of our picks, because I thought of one and I was like, I have to take this person. Like, this
Okay.
is one I've been thinking about. And she's like, okay, that makes sense.
And you
So
wanted to snake draft?
we don't have to snake draft.
Okay. Because I
I'm
was going to
fine
say, like,
going
if we
every other.
snake it, I think there's three that are just like OP in my list.
Right.
And
There's
if those were the
OP.
same
Okay.
three that you were, you would get two of them.
I think if we go, let's go every other because this is how I thought about it. And I
Okay.
think I know what your first three are going to be, but I'm curious to see.
Okay. All right.
I'm
And this
curious
is
to see
we're supposed to say the character and their position.
their position. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So like missionary, cowgirl, or
Right. Yes.
like pop point guard,
Reverse
shooting guard,
that too.
both.
That
Okay.
too. But my last pick is my sixth man.
Your last
Like
pick is your sixth man.
you're not going to take your sixth man before a starter,
Right. Yeah.
if that makes sense. Sure. Okay. Okay. I'm
So
ready.
I
I'm ready
wrote
for
down, I
this.
was like looking at what I wrote down like 20 some names here. Let's see, 2, 4,
Sure.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Yeah, about 26 names.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a hard time picking for the first, like the overall, just because I want them all on my team.
Sure.
Um,
I
I
think there's a number one. I think there's a number one, and I'm curious to see if we think this who the same number one
see,
is.
but that's the thing is like out of the three in my head, any could be locks for number one because of how powerful they are.
Right.
So like one could be number one, but the other one's just like a 1A, 1B.
Sure. Sure. I might surprise you then. Because
Probably because
my first pick is not necessarily powerful.
oh, okay.
But it is definitely a defining blue character in the world.
Okay.
So
Mine's
I'm
definitely
curious.
my first because like so we decided I'm going first.
I Right, yeah.
Okay.
I think I know who it is, but go ahead. Go
And
ahead.
then we'll just say the reason I'm going first is because it's my birthday today as we're recording.
It is. It is.
69 years old.
48th birthday. Um,
Um, First
yeah.
overall, I'm going to take Genie from Aladdin.
Okay, that's surprising.
And
That's
he's going to be my
surprising.
center.
Okay. All right, I got a surprise pick for my center. That's a good pick. That was one of the first ones I thought of.
Okay.
Was Genie.
Just because
I
of how
didn't think
quick
he
his
would. I
abilities
didn't.
can come out and he can change
Sure,
size. Just
sure,
okay.
sure. That throws a curveball into what I want to do. Um, I didn't think he would do that. That's not who I had.
That was the first name I wrote down because I
Um,
was just like, especially if it's like Genie
I
and his
have to go
friend.
based. I'm okay letting this guy go. I'm okay letting this guy go, but I'm not okay with letting my original first round pick go. Um, I think Genie's a great pick. He was on my list, but then he no longer was on my list. I dropped
Okay.
him out. I don't know if he fell. I don't know like what the critics were saying, but he did fall in my eyes. Um, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with James P. Sullivan.
Sully was
I'm
on
gonna
my
go with Sully.
list.
I'm going with Sully. Listen, he's
Okay.
popular at the power forward.
Okay.
At the
Okay.
power forward. He's 7'8", 766 pounds.
Okay.
Um, number one as a rookie. He was number one as a rookie. He's got the scare record.
He does.
So,
Record holder, 8 feet tall. Like you
yep,
got
yep,
Wemby, but you got Sully.
exactly.
So
So, it's a no-brainer. He's popular with the kids. He's popular with the monsters.
that's a good marketing strategy. You know, he's gonna put up numbers and he's
He's
also
gonna
gonna
put up
sell
numbers.
jerseys for sure.
Exactly. I just thought he was. He's the face. He's a face of a franchise pick.
Sully was on my list.
Sure.
One of the last ones I wrote down. He was on there though. He was definitely on there. Yeah, I think great pick. So power forward, very much
Right.
like a
Yep.
Rasheed Wallace type player,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna put up numbers all over the place. He's one of those guys where you put him down and it's future award winner. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure. Yeah.
So, yeah. You've got like a Swiss Army knife though.
Right. Yeah. And I mean,
Can guard
snaps his
multiple
fingers. We don't know what's
positions.
gonna happen.
Right. Right.
Everybody in the audience is dead, or instant. Like we don't know. He's a wild card.
Bubble Genie would be a sight to see. So
Um. So for my second pick, this is where I kind of had a. I have two choices.
okay.
I had two where I was like, it's actually three, but I'm pretty sure two of them just way outdo the other guy, so I
Sure.
knocked him out. Um, so I'm deciding between a point guard and a
Okay.
power forward.
Okay. I know who the point guard is, I think.
I think you do know who the point
I
guard.
probably got hit on here right here as the second one that I have right now.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for the point guard because I don't think you're going to take the guy I want at power forward. Just a
I already grabbed a
hunch.
power forward too.
Right. But you might not. You might view him as a
Right.
center or small forward,
Sure.
just
Sure.
because he's versatile. I'll just let you know he's versatile.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take point guard, and I think you know who it is.
Yes.
Nightcrawler.
Okay. Okay. I thought he would be your two.
You thought he'd be my
I thought
shooting guard?
I thought he'd be your shooting guard. I did have him on here. I thought you'd pick him third. I
Okay.
thought you would pick Nightcrawler third. I had a different name in mind.
I'm thinking very much like Leandro Barbosa. You see him, and then he's on the other side of the court in a second.
Right.
He's just
Right.
boom, boom, quick. I'm both of my
Right.
You got Genie at center and Nightcrawler at point guard.
Right.
It's very quick hitter, fast paced basketball.
See, I have a second round grade on him on
Okay.
Nightcrawler. I thought he was going to slip to the third.
Yep.
I thought he was going to slip to the third, but I think that's a great value.
I heard that there is a slight language barrier, but Genie
Right.
is multilingual, so they may be okay.
Sure. That's a really good pick. All right, I'm gonna go shooting guard here. I'm playing. He's a small shooting guard, but he's got the fierceness.
Okay.
He's got the toughness. He's a little bit of a monster himself. slightly alien-like.
So he was third on my list.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Stitch.
Yep, yeah.
Yep. Defensive prowess, amazing. He may
Just a
not be there on
monster,
offense.
dude.
May not be there on offense, but I got some. But between Sully's obviously the face of the franchise right now, so I needed to get a defensive front man.
Stitch has got the clamps.
Right.
Pretty
That's what
sure
I'm saying.
he's never lost
6 arms or something like that.
yeah, well,
Some
and
shit. Right.
sometimes like he can go 2 if he wants to be a little bit more mobile, or he
Right.
can go out with the like 4 and have
Right.
the extra 2.
Yeah.
I don't
So I'm
know.
putting him at the 2 though.
Okay.
Because I think I'm planning for you to take someone, and I've got the counter for that someone.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Stitch. So right now I've got Sully at the power forward. I got Stitch at the 2. And yeah, we'll go to your pick. I think Stitch definitely had a second round grade. I don't think he was first round worthy, but I thought one of us would take him pretty early on. So
Okay. Well, I think my next pick, I just kind of got to go BPA. He's gonna be a little bit more versatile. I'm gonna put him at like kind of how they have guards and forwards now. They don't really have point guard,
sure.
shooting guard. For me, he'd be
Front court or back court.
right. Yeah, front court, back court.
Right.
I think for me, he'd be interchangeable between the small forward and power forward. In my mind,
Sure.
he was going to be the power forward, but with the way the draft is now going out, I think he might be my small forward. I'm going to go Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, okay. This is I had a first round grade on him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the 101.
You thought that's who I was taking number first? I thought
Dr. Manhattan was going to be the first. Cuz I've got my draft lineup. I didn't want to lose Sully.
Okay.
I didn't want to lose Sully. I thought he was too important. Dr. Manhattan, yeah, I had a first round grade on him. I think he's obviously probably the most powerful person in this entire draft.
I think he fell just due to the character issues we've heard about.
Right. And I mean the public nudity I think is something you can get over.
Right. Like, but I got over that, so he can.
Right, exactly. So just him exposing himself. It's impressive. The one guy from the Spurs, you know what I mean? He got cut. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to get over that too. You got to be a little careful with the media coming into the locker room, but
yep.
Possible he's just unlimited potential for him, I think. So
yeah, very boomer bust. He might be, right. He might disappear and not come back. So it could be just a lost pick, or he could be the best player we've seen. So he was definitely, he was actually the 10th name I thought of. But when I thought of him, I was like, I put him way up.
Sure.
So he was going to be, I was thinking about like going double bigs and going with Genie and Dr. Manhattan as my 1-2. But I was worried you might take Nightcrawler. I was more worried that you'd take him over Dr. Manhattan.
So I still think there's another name coming up on here, and I'll explain it. There was one instance where if the draft worked out how I wanted it to, I would have taken Nightcrawler.
Okay.
But it didn't. The draft hasn't fallen into place how I want to. So this next pick is someone that this is the pick I vetoed Taylor for. Like, this is the pick where I was like, I have to negate this person and add in this person that I thought about. It is very me pick. I'm kind of thinking with my heart over my head a little bit, but I think also one of those kind of limitless potential.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Arthas Menethil or the Lich King.
Okay.
For my third pick.
That was not a name I had down, not even on my board.
I thought of it like last minute. So I thought of it last minute. He's going to be my small forward.
That's a big small forward.
Future king he was heir to the throne, really. Like Arthas
now, do you view him as an offensive or defensive threat? Because I imagine he'd be like a slasher.
Yeah, well, he's got Frostmourne. Right, so we're gonna fill the stands with undead. And he's got he can control souls. Frostmourne is just he kills you with Frostmourne. He can just resurrect you, and you're part of his
Sully's
army
bringing
now.
in the kids,
right?
Lich King's bringing. Is that? Do you think that's
The
going to be a
undead.
little bit of a clash?
I don't think so. I think they're going to mesh well.
Okay.
Kids like skeletons, so it's just gonna be a bunch of like skeletons. Maybe we can have like sombrero night and just pass out a bunch of sombreros.
Sure.
I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I had to. This is a heart pick. I think he's just solid all around. There's really no flaws in his game.
I think that's one of those that he wasn't on my board, but not necessarily because he lacks talent. Just doesn't really fit my team. I already have bigs in mind. I imagine him as a big. So
yeah, and he's a big. I mean, he's a big 3, but I told you I'm going to go bully ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I mean, Stitch is your one of your guards is already bully ball.
I know, right?
He's
a
little short. Third on my list.
He's a little short, but we're gonna.
What do you make? I mean, short, but he can lift. What is it? 4,000 times his weight.
Exactly.
So who really cares about that?
Exactly.
He's like Muggsy Bogues if Muggsy Bogues had Ben Wallace's strength.
Sure.
All right, so this is my 4th.
This is your 4th, yep.
I'm needing a 2 and a 3 or 4. So I think I know who I want as my 2. The problem is he's very one-dimensional. Like outside of his one thing, that's all he's got. Sure. And I think he's easily, especially against a bully ball team, he's kind of just, beatable.
Sure.
He'd be, I'd have to rely on him as defense, which his personality, especially in what he's known for, his college days, he's not really a defender. He's like that.
Sure.
So I don't think I can take him right now.
We're getting into the nitty-gritty.
We are getting.
You get the 3 picks that have high grades, and now it's like, are we going to take a flyer? Or are we just going to go with what the media is saying right now about these guys?
Okay, so I think Dr. Manhattan's going to be moving to the 3.
Okay.
He's going to primarily play the 3 because no, this is going to be one of those times where the team might, miss the pick. So I have 3 positions left because of the 6th man.
Right.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 people I really want. Everyone else I kind of take them off my board.
All right.
I have a 5th that I'd be okay with if you take one of my 4.
I'll let you know right now, I don't think you're going to take any of my 3 picks, my final 3 picks.
So I've kind of gone like quick hitter, Manhattan, Genie, and Nightcrawler are all kind of like, I need somebody, like if we get stuck into half court, somebody that I know is going to be able to make a stop, probably like a defensive presence at power forward. So Dr. Manhattan, gonna move to that, gonna keep him at 3. Number 4, power forward, I'm taking Hades.
Okay. That was someone not on my board, but I do like the pick.
I'm taking Hades from Hercules. That Hades.
I do like the pick.
Little hot-headed.
A little bit Draymond.
Dr. Manhattan can be a little bit even-keeled sometimes. I think Genie.
You got to get someone. And Hades. You got to get someone that can at least limit Sully.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop him every time.
Right.
He's not going to stop him, but limit him. Maybe get in his head a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
And I like that pick.
I think you got Hades. If anytime Hades and Genie can switch off, if Genie gets tired, Hades can come in there and respect the bully ball back and forth a little bit.
Sure.
So I think Hades is definitely that pick to kind of rein in Genie's craziness. Nightcrawler is going to be just doing his thing no matter what. And I think Manhattan right now would just be my superstar. So I think Hades is that team fit, not necessarily the highest on my board, but fits this team where I want him. So
sure. And now this is a pick that my HR guy gave me.
Okay.
We're going international a little bit. Okay.
All right.
I've never heard of this guy before in my entire life. Just got info on him like 2 days ago. When we were talking about this, I planted the seed in my scout, and he was doing some research over the next couple days. Like he kept thinking about it, and he's like, "What about this person? What about this person?" And you probably have zero idea who this person is, because I had zero idea who this person is.
Okay.
But the measurables are insane. Okay, I'm gonna take Huggy Wuggy. Now, you may have to look this person up, but he is 18 feet tall. Yeah, he's got Huggy Wuggy. He's like a giant half-demon doll thing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah.
I know what Huggy Wuggy is. It's
so...
Is that Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever?
I don't know.
No, Poppy's Playtime.
Sure, Poppy's Playtime.
Yeah.
Huggy Wuggy. Obviously my 5. The basketball hoop's only 10 feet tall, and this dude's 18 feet. So I think there's going to be no like fault in him just having both of his legs outside of the paint, and
so
still
Genie
being able
would
to
probably have to play at his enlarged state in order just to match up with him.
Right. And he can guard the basket and still be outside the paint with his length. So I was thinking just maybe playing a zone. Maybe playing a zone. Maybe like a 1-3-1 zone with how we're kind of with Stitch at the top. That's how I'm kind of thinking right now. And then just having him just kind of stand in the paint.
So would
Rudy
he be
Gobert.
the center of the 3, or would he be the guy running baseline?
I think I'm gonna do we'll shift. Okay. We'll shift the wings down to the baseline.
Got it.
And move the guard over a little bit.
So you currently have Stitch, Sully, Huggy Wuggy, and the Lich King.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
You know what?
I'm saving one.
I obviously don't have Huggy Wuggy on my list because who the hell thinks of that?
I went international. Yeah. Okay. I went international. You gotta trust that his offensive game will come around. Mm-hmm. But I mean, freakish height.
Right. The potential, if you know that he has the athletic ability to be coordinated. Right. Kind of like the issues compared to like Bull versus Wemby. Right. They're both super tall, but Wemby's so much more athletic. Right. Huggy Wuggy has those skills that you can dribble and stuff. Going to be pretty hard to stop.
Right. So that's we're in the later rounds, and you got to take some flyers on some things. Hope their talent works out. But I think he was the piece I needed next. Maybe Sully has some defensive, little bit of defensive deficiencies, and I think Huggy Wuggy can match that behind him.
Okay. Well, I got 3 people, technically 4, just in case.
Sure.
A guard and a 6th man. See, now it is kind of like over analysis. I have that guard that I was looking at, but I keep thinking about how he's just one-dimensional, and I don't know if I can really risk taking somebody so one-dimensional.
See, I think I have not necessarily a counter, but I have a match to who I think you're gonna be.
Who you think I'm thinking about?
Who I think you're thinking about? Because I don't think
I'm gonna. Now that I'm looking, I don't think I'm gonna take him.
A favorite of yours too, I think.
Yeah, probably one of my favorite people ever, characters ever. The second name I wrote down.
Yeah.
See, but so right now I've kind of built my team. Like Nightcrawler, Manhattan, both are gonna be 2-way players.
Right.
I think Genie's gonna be primarily defense, but could be a 2-way as well. And then I think Hades is gonna be like 90% the block stopper in the paint.
Sure.
So
you need some O, is what you're saying. You need like a shooter. You need an O. You need someone on O. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I might need an O.
Okay.
But then that makes the one-dimensional guy a little bit more, because like I was talking about, he's more
I don't think. See, here's the thing. I'm not going to take your guys because I think I know who you're taking. I'm not going to take them. But I have a matchup for that. So I think you should just take your guy. I think you should just take your one-dimensional guy.
I don't think I'm going to take the one-dimensional guy. This person I was originally thinking was going to be a sixth man.
Okay, you're moving him up.
But I'm moving him up because I think he could be a starting two and be. Yes, he could go two-way, but if I told him I need you to score 30 a night, I think he could do it.
Okay.
Because he's so versatile in his abilities.
All right.
Starting two guard is going to be Mega Man.
Mega Man. I didn't think about Mega Man. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good Mega Man. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. He's developed over time. Too,
absolutely. Yeah.
Into like what we know nowadays. Whereas you could have said like in his early parts of his career, he was
a little one-dimensional, more
little
side
one-dimensional.
To side.
Right. Little 2D in a 3D world. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My sixth man is I'm gonna take my starter here, but my sixth man, let's let you know ahead of time, he's not really skilled.
Okay.
He's more of the like a heart and soul of the team kind of pick.
Sure.
And I think every team needs that. So I just want to give you a little heads up. It's a Taylor pick. I told her I'd make it. It's someone
and
she thinks would be
for this team.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna take someone I also think is one-dimensional, but I need a point guard. And they've been known as and in some other competitions, they're part of the 7. The world's fastest man, you could say.
A-Train.
I'm gonna take A-Train as my point guard.
Okay, was that gonna be your counter to the person?
That was gonna be the counter, yeah. So I'm gonna stick with it. I think they're a little they got a little attitude, and I think I need some of that. I think I need a little some of that. A dog, he's got that dog in him.
Yeah.
And he's got the accolades to, he's gone to college. He's gone to college 4 years of Godolphin. He went to Godolphin U. So, yeah, he's smart. He's talented. He's got a little bit of that dog in him.
Fresh heart.
Yeah. So, the docs cleared him. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with A-Train.
That's probably why he fell, was just the medical concern.
Right. Exactly. So, but I got my staff in there, and he's checking out so far, so good. So,
well, I think that makes my my 6th man easy. I'm gonna take Sonic as my 6th man.
Yeah.
I think maybe one day he can develop into a starter. Maybe there's certain matchups like A-Train where he might make his way onto the starting lineup. But I think for the most part, he's got that locker room vibe. He's that guy that's he's gonna keep everybody upbeat.
Sure.
Super versatile in terms of both offense and defense. But I think, like we learned from his early days, he's going to be primarily a scorer. He's going to be that 6th man where he's got, 20 points off the bench, but not a lot of assists, maybe get some rebounds here and there. I know he prefers baseball. People were wondering if he is he a baseball? Is he going to look at baseball, or is he going to be focused on basketball? I think we can make him focused on basketball. I know he did do really well in like the arcade basketball.
Right.
But I think
his 40 time was impressive too.
His 40 time, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know how well he could dribble if he decides to roll.
Sure.
But I mean, he can still run super fast. So he's also got some souped up powers if need be.
Right.
Sticking
and
with
he's always chasing he's chasing a ring.
Yeah, he's always chasing rings.
Right. So that's a good pick. I
need that mentality of people chasing rings, not just C rings. I want people chasing straight up rings.
Right.
So
exactly.
He fits the team, quick hitters. I think he's just fits what I'm looking for.
He's a spark plug off the bench.
Spark plug, absolutely.
Right.
Good word.
So I have who I thought you would take, Dr. Manhattan and Sonic, and then Nightcrawler. That's what I thought you'd take 1, 2, 3. I stuck my team with how I wanted it. Now this last pick is the sixth man. He's got heart, he's got soul, he's willing to put his body on the line for others. And I think it's just you need someone to pull for on your team. He's kind of would be like the white dude on the Jake Layman. The Jake Layman of the Timberwolves.
Absolutely.
Where like the fans loved when he got in the game.
How many points you scoring tonight?
Exactly. I don't think he's gonna. Athletic ability 0. Okay. Basketball skill 0. Heart and soul of the team 100. 1,000.
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
And this is a Taylor pick. I'm taking Wade Ripple. Wade Ripple.
Not familiar.
Disney's Elemental.
That way. Got it.
Wade Ripple. I think he's the locker room guy I need.
For sure.
To just hold the team together. And he's gonna get his chance one day.
Right. 8 minutes a night kind of guy, you know.
Right.
The
kind of guy that yeah, exactly. The guy that has all the water bottles are full.
Can we think of any other bench player white guys?
Right, exactly.
Even though Wade's black,
the Luka Garza of the yeah. So no, I'm going Wade Ripple. This is it's a Taylor pick. I stand behind it. I needed some heart, some soul on my team.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm rounding off my 6 man with.
You know, I think both of us built solid teams. Definitely going the bully ball minus Wade. He's definitely not the bully ball.
Right.
But he is definitely that locker room presence. Since we only have a few minutes, I do want to go through a couple of my people
honorable
I had
mentions
down.
So sure. We might get them in undrafted free agency. You never know.
Genie, Sonic, and Stitch were the first 3 I wrote down.
Okay.
But then Ian Lightfoot.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if they'd allow him to have his staff. Because if not, like, he's kind of useless. So that's why he fell off my board.
Sure.
Same with Ronan the Accuser. If he doesn't have weapons, he's just big and slow.
Right.
Nebula,
and you can even put him into the purple. You could put him into the purple a little bit, maybe. Ronan. Yeah. He could slide in that purple mix.
Nebula, similar things.
Injury history, non-existent with her. That's the smart part. Smart. She's an Iron Man.
Exactly.
She's an Iron Man. Never misses a game. So,
however, I don't think she'd care about the game. I don't think she'd even try.
Okay.
It's too boring.
Right.
Sisu from Riot.
Oh, that's a good one. Right, that's a good one.
I thought Sisu would be good because, you know, the flight and really good length.
Right. Exactly.
But, again, one of those might joke around, mess around a little bit too much, not focused on the game.
Sure.
Competitive nature, not really there.
Sure.
That's
I canceled this person for the Lich King, so let me just throw this out there. I was going to have Frozone.
Okay.
Frozone.
I have a similar one, but not Frozone. I have Sub-Zero and Iceman I wrote down.
Sure. Yep. I thought those would be on your list, but Iceman, would they allow him to, like, maybe, you know?
And even if he uses, the ball's break. The ball's going to break if he uses any ice on it. He would have to purely freeze opponents.
Right. Sure. So I had Frozone. I X'd him for the Lich King. That was
this one completely marked out. Love the attitude. Love the personality. Great interview, but size took him completely off my board. Osmosis Jones.
Okay.
Completely took off my board. Just too small.
I thought you would pick Sonic. So I was willing to take Roadrunner.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. But I just didn't know if they could use their feathers at all, or like their wings
another one.
At all.
Do they care about the game?
Right, and there's a language barrier. You know, doesn't speak English at all.
Funny you say that. One of the ones I was going to take doesn't speak, so couldn't. I don't know. Lucario.
Okay. Sure.
It's fast, strong, very competitive.
Right. Sam wanted me to take Blastoise away from you. But really, I think if we were to do there's only a couple you take per Pokemon. I don't know that many Pokemon compared to you.
Salamence.
But there's maybe three in the first 151 that I think are draftable.
Okay.
And those are probably the 2 people that people recognize right off the bat. You know, Pikachu, Charizard, they could go in yellow, they could go in orange.
Mewtwo.
And Mewtwo. So
I think Lucario's up there, but the great thing about Pokemon, they'll follow orders.
Right.
So, but outside of that,
coachable.
I'll go quick through these next ones. Beast from X-Men.
I had him on here.
I thought he was high on the list. Probably would have been close to my next drafted.
High IQ guy.
Jake from the Na'vi Avatar.
Yeah, that's Taylor. Taylor thought that too, but
very athletic, very good. You know, big fan favorite.
Sure.
Yondu, another similar. No weapons allowed. What's he gonna do? Megamind, same thing there. What's he gonna do? Mystique can turn into other like different size people.
It would be cool to have a mother son kind of thing too on your team.
But Mystique, you know, once she turns into somebody, can't really use their ability. So yeah, you get big, but doesn't necessarily mean you can mimic their strength and stuff, right?
Sure.
Then Sully, obviously. Apocalypse.
That's a good one.
He was one of the 4 at the end where I was like, if you take one, I think I'll take Apocalypse.
Sure.
Just very strong, good, well-rounded. Sub-Zero, the Ice King from Adventure Time. But again, no crown means no powers.
Sure.
Elsa, similar problems with Iceman and Sub-Zero. And then Blue Beetle. But you know, kind of lesser known guy. Don't really know if he'd sell jerseys. So
exactly.
High on my list.
You're going international market too a little bit.
Once
trying to bring in a new crowd.
Once the NBA opens to Mexico City, I think he would have gone further upward. Again, one of those undrafted free agent targets. I'd definitely be visiting. Blue Beetle, Apocalypse, and Beast would probably be my first 3 visits.
Sure. And so, like with Apocalypse, do you have to bring in the 4 Horsemen as well?
You do not,
because they don't necessarily fit the blue mold.
Right. So, exactly. So he could fall off for that.
Right.
We don't have much time. I do want to ask anybody watching and listening, who do you think wins in a best of 7 series? Joe's team or my team? Who would you pick in your draft? Did we miss anybody that you're like, how the hell did you miss this blue character?
Right, exactly.
Let us know. And if there's any other people, if you want to do a red draft, green draft, let us know, because I had a lot of fun with this.
I did too. I'm gonna let you pick the color next time.
Okay,
that's on you. We'll pick the color and then we'll prepare. But you know, I think it's good, the conversation between these guys and everything. So I think this is something that can continue.
We'll continue the series.
Yeah.
Let us know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. We'll bring you to Itch next time.